Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I sort of have a full face of one brand, and the brand we are going to be trying today is Trinny London. I personally have no idea how many of you are familiar with the brand, but they are a UK based brand. They're mostly famous for their like cream products that you can like put in a stack. So every single thing I think they sell is a cream product. So like cream blushes, cream bronzers, cream highlighters. I don't believe they sell like a powder bronzer or anything like that. So this was a brand I was very excited to try. So back in November during Black Friday, I placed an order, I think on their like Cyber Monday sale, and I just bought the products that I wanted to try because actually my mom has been using their products for like years and she loves them. So I was like, let's see what the hype is about. And now last week they actually sent me a few products in PR, which I was super grateful for. So I thought for today's video we would try every single thing that I have from Trinny London, apart from the cleanser, and sort of like give you my thoughts on the brand, on the products, show you what they look like so you can see if it's a brand that you would be interested in trying as well. As a disclaimer, like I said, some of these products were gifted. I will say which products were gifted and which ones I bought with my own money, but of course every single opinion is my own and I would never say I like a product just because it was gifted. So I hope that that is clear. And if you're new here, then hi, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you found it. I upload videos every single week and I would love it if you subscribe. But for now, if you want to see my thoughts on Trinny London and how I created this look, then please keep watching. So I'm going to be starting off with the very first product, which is skincare. They sent me this, and this is the Bounce Back Intense Peptide Moisturizer. It says for nourished and rejuvenated skin. I'm very excited to be trying this out because I know my mom has this and she loves it. So I'm going to see what it is like. I'm currently using my Sephora moisturizer, which is just super cheap and easy. It does work, but I'm excited to try something new as well. And this is actually super fun packaging. You can like twist this up, and then right here is like this squeezy thing, and this is actually refillable. So if you end up liking it, you could just buy the refill, which is going to save you some money and be more sustainable. I'm just going to be using like I think a pump, 2 pumps for the face, and it does have this like slightly yellow color, which I don't mind because I tried it yesterday and it does completely like blend into the skin. The scent is a bit like, I wouldn't say it smells like plants, but it just has a bit of like an herbal type smell, but it does feel very nice. I'm just going to apply that to the skin. That is what the moisturizer is looking like. As you can see, really like hydrated the skin, and it is looking like nice and glowy. It doesn't feel too sticky, just like a tiny bit, and it does just feel like a bit of a thicker cream than the Sephora one that I use. So overall, very excited with this, and I'm definitely going to be using this consistently, so I will keep you guys updated on my thoughts. So the next step is to apply foundation. Now they actually sent me the Trinny London BFF De-Stress Tinted Serum, which is kind of like more of like a tinted moisturizer. Well, it is a tinted serum. I used this one yesterday as well because I was like too excited to be trying out these products, and they sent me the shade Claire, which is a tiny bit too deep for me, but since it is more of like a thinner consistency type product, I can make this work. So basically just comes in like a like squeezy tube like this. I do really like the packaging. Has a little pump there, so I'm just going to do like 2 pumps on my foundation brush, and I don't know if you can see that shade, but that is definitely a tiny bit too deep for me. But like I said, I can make it work. I don't mind it when my foundation is like a tiny bit darker. I can always go in with like a concealer. And I will have the prices and everything of these products either on the screen or linked down below. But yeah, this feels very nice and thin. I love a skin tint for everyday life. Usually when I go to work, I love wearing the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. Feels very nice as well. Just like something thin and sheer, and it just like even out the skin a tiny bit, but it doesn't look like you're wearing a ton of makeup. So I'm actually very excited that I was sent this because when I placed my order around Black Friday, I actually thought about ordering this one as well. So this is what that is looking like. As you can see, just a very sheer type coverage. You can definitely still see like the texture of my skin and like some parts where it's like a tiny bit more red. You can build this up a tiny bit more, but overall that did even out the skin tone nicely. If this was a lighter shade, I would go in with another layer, but since this is like a tiny bit deep, I'm just going to use a little bit of concealer to sort of like lighten it up as well, and then it will give me like a tiny bit more coverage. So I know I called this video a full face of Trinny London, but I don't have a product in every single category. So for concealer, I think one that will go with this nicely is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Light Concealer. This is what it looks like, but I like this because it's quite like light coverage and very glowy, so I feel like it will go well with the tinted serum. Usually with products like this, I don't apply a super full coverage concealer because then you can like really obviously tell where you place the concealer and where the skin tint is. So I like going in with something very light coverage, which this is definitely light coverage and a little bit glowy, and it is like a little bit lighter than the shade of the skin tint. And I actually do like this concealer. It was different than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be so glowy. Like, I knew it was going to be a glowier formula, but I didn't expect it to be like this glowy. But I feel like with products like this, like a skin tint, it is very pretty. But I have this one in the shade Vanilla Wafer, which definitely has a tiny bit of a yellow undertone to it, but I feel like it does look pretty and I don't mind the shade at all. And then what I like doing is just like go over this with that foundation brush one more time to sort of like blend that all in seamlessly. So I still have like blush, highlighter, brows, mascara, eyeshadow from Trinny London, but I don't have a cream contour. I did try a sample of their cream contour in the shade Kate, I think, and it was super cool tone, so I'm not entirely sure if I like that. So I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour one because I want to keep this look as cream based as possible, and I'm just going to like do a tiny bit over there, not too much, because I feel like this one can go quite intense quite quickly. So that is it for the contour, and now let's move on with the other Trinny London products. So this entire stack of products I purchased with my own money, so still like the other opinions were my own as well, but just to be clear, those were gifted. This I bought with my own money, and then the mascara and brow gel I'm going to be using later was gifted as well. But these I bought during Black Friday, and they had like an introductory offer where if you place an order above, I think like 40 euros, you got a free gift, and that was this Freddy Bunny T-Tones Lip and Cheek Duo, and it's super pretty. So this is what that looks like. It's a beautiful sort of like deeper red with like a shimmer part on top. So I kind of like am thinking whether I want to use that. But then I did buy the Flush blush in the shade Electra, which is like a baby pink, and it's super pretty. This is what it looks like. So maybe I'm going to apply a little bit of this, and then we can apply a little bit of the other one on top. So I just am going to take my finger to kind of warm this up and then place it on the cheeks. And this is a beautiful light pink shade. I love wearing this. I wear this sometimes pretty much every single day in the week because I love it so much. It's such a beautiful like fresh color. It really makes you look super like fresh and awake. And like I said, this is the shade Electra. So then I always take my e.l.f. Putty Primer brush because this is my favorite cream blush brush, and I just go over that and I just blend in seamlessly into the skin. I feel like so many people would love it because it's such an easy formula. Like, I know the rare beauty blushes are popular, but they're sometimes just way too pigmented for my liking, and this one is super easy to work with, blends out nice, and it's a beautiful shade. So that is what it's looking like. But because this is a review and I want to show you guys as many products as possible, I'm going to put a tiny bit of this Freddy and a Bunny like duo on top. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of this like red shade on my finger, just place it here, and this one is definitely a bit deeper, and this doesn't have like the shimmer in here. The shimmer is the other side of the duo. So taking that same brush, I'm going to be blending that again, and you can really see, despite the fact that this blush is a deeper shade, it still blends out so easily, and this is a beautiful shade as well. So that is what this is looking like. It isn't sticky at all. It just feels like a normal blush on your skin, like a normal cream blush. They kind of look very emollient in the pan, which made me think that they were going to be like sticky or anything, but they were not. I am now going to apply a little bit of this sheer shimmer on top, which is basically just like a clear base, but it has shimmer in there. It's not a highlighter, like it's meant to go, I believe, over the blushes, and it's super pretty, but I don't really use it a lot. And now let's apply some of the highlighters. So the product I just showed you again is called the Sheer Shimmer, but they also sell like separate highlighters. And this is the Right Light highlighter, and I have this in the shade Candlelight. And I picked this up because the shade just looked so beautiful. So this is what that looks like. It's a beautiful like subtle highlighter, sort of like that lit from within glow, and it's absolutely stunning. I've used this a ton already. So I'm just going to take my finger again And then just place it right here. I hope my lights are picking up how pretty this is. So this is what the base is looking like. We have a blush, highlighter, my Charlotte Tilbury contour, and I feel like it applied effortlessly on top of that skin tint. So I'm very excited about all the products that we use. So the eyeshadow I'm going to be using is another one of these geos that I picked up, and this one is in the shade Mystery and Dawn. And as you can see, I have used this eyeshadow so incredibly much. Like, I haven't hit pan or anything, but you can definitely tell that this is very well loved. So one is more of a taupe shade, and then the other one has more of a sheer base. I'm going to be using this Urban Decay brush because I love using like dual-ended brushes for this. I'm going to be starting off with the like fluffier side, and I'm going to be using the more like taupe shade of the two. This one has a bit more of a base to it, and I'm just going to place that in the crease. I feel like a lot of people were disappointed with the Rose Ink eyeshadow geos, and I feel like if you were, definitely take a look at these ones because these are super easy to work with. They're both creams, but you can create gorgeous looks with them, and I definitely want to add more shades to my collection. The only downside to products like this is that they expire quicker than others. They either like dry out or go bad because they are creams, and creams just don't last as long as powder eyeshadows, powder blushes, you know. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. That's why I only bought like one shade of every single product and not like 10, even though I kind of wanted to buy 10. I don't want them to go to waste in my collection because I know I already have quite a bit of cream products that I'm not using as frequently as I should. So now I'm going to be using the other side of the brush and just taking that same shade again. Just going to deepen up the outer corners with this. So now using my finger, I'm going to be using the other side, and you can definitely see that this has more of like a sheer base, and I'm just putting this on top. This one also feels more slippery instead of like cream than the other one, and I'm just basically applying it kind of like all over the lid, kind of like to add some nice shimmer. So then this is what the eyeshadow looks like. I am going to apply a brown eyeliner now just to make the look a tiny bit more special. Whenever I do these like subtle eye looks, I always like to add in a nice subtle eyeliner as well. So they actually sent over this duo of mascara and brow gel, and I'm firstly going to be using the mascara. This is just a black mascara, has that sort of like standard one. So this is what the mascara looks like. It does separate the lashes nicely. It's just like a normal mascara. It didn't blow me away or anything, but no mascara really ever blows me away. So I mean, it's totally fine. And for now, I'm going to be using the brow gel, and it has been a while since I used one of these like tinted brow gels. So I kind of just want to apply this and then see if I want to go in with another brow pencil as well, because that is what I usually do. So I'm just going to brush this through my brows, and I don't know if they have like one shade in this or if they sent this one in particular for me, but I can't really see like the name of the shade in here, but it does have like a little bit of a tint to it, and it does match my brows pretty well. I definitely still want to use some type of brow pencil because that is just a personal preference. I don't mind how this is looking at all. It's a beautiful natural look, but I like my brows to be a little bit more defined, so I'm just going to use my brow pencil. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat in the shade Natural Brown, and I'm just going to like lightly fill my brows in here in the front. So this is what it is looking like now. I still feel like it is a natural type brow, but we just have like a tiny bit more shape going on, which is what I usually like. And now the last thing I'm going to do, I think, is apply a little bit of this blush that we used, the Freddy Bunny Geo, because the Freddy and the Bunny is called the Lip and Cheek Duo. So I think I'm just going to use a little bit of that red shade on the lips and see what that is looking like, because I feel like it would go nice with this look as well. And then apply a little bit of this gloss on top. So that is what it is looking like. I feel like it's nice, but it's not like my favorite lip product. I actually prefer it for the cheeks, but it doesn't look bad at all. So now I'm just going to do my hair, and then I'll be back to share my final thoughts on the Trinny London products. So this is what the finished look turned out like using the Trinny London products. My hair isn't looking the best, but it is because I went to sleep with my hair still a little bit wet yesterday. I don't have anything bad to say about these products. Of course, at this stack that I used, the eyeshadow, the blushes, and the highlighter, I've been using since December and I absolutely love them. So I know that this is a brand that was like up my street. The moisturizer feels nice as well. I've only used it 2 times now, so I can't really say too much about whether I'm going to love it in the long run, but I will keep you guys updated on my thoughts. The skin tint, beautiful as well, or it's called the Tinted Serum. Absolutely love this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, and overall I just love the look that we created. Let me know if you have tried Trinny London, or is it on your like wish list to try, or are you not interested in the brand? I would love to know your thoughts. And if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel, and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!